And welcome back to the Paul Holden Details channel, and welcome back to the wonderful Pratt Cave. Right, this video is kind of a little bit different. It's not so much about the products, it's more about the procedure. Now, you've been watching me for many years do product reviews. There is a little bit about the products, but it is basically the procedure, but it's more about how you cope with things when you're doing mobile work. Now, I've been working with Paul Watson for the past, just over a year, I suppose. In all sorts of weathers. It's very challenging in more ways than one. They're quite long days, physically demanding, so hats off to you guys that do this for a living. I'm only a part-timer. The rest of the time I have a job on the railway, and this is just like my side gig, and it's really hard work, like really hard work. Anyway, this vehicle is a Seat. It's badly scratched. The only panels, I think, were the roof and the bonnet, which I didn't really do a two-stage on. I just did a single-stage polish on those, but the rest of it, well, you'll see for the video. Anyway, this is all about me and Paul getting to grips with working on a nice cold day. It's a nice relaxing video. Pour yourself a lovely drink. It is getting near that glorious time, my favourite time of year, Christmas time. Enjoy this one. I think you're gonna like it. Roll the video before my feet freeze. Blimmin' Crocs, quite half cold. There we go then. The first challenge of the day we are met with is driveway stones. They look fantastic on driveways, don't they? But they're not very car friendly. No, you get stuck in your tyres. Mine do it all the time. We're going to place the rim mats underneath the vehicle to stop the stones flicking up. So this vehicle has a number of scratches. I say a number, I lost count. I can tell you for now, you'll see a shot right at the end of this video on the rear bumper. I did not manage to get those two scratches out. They were very deep. If you can feel them with your thumb, do not bother. Your thumbnail, that is. And yes, those wheels are in dire need of a refurb. It really does let down the car. That and the amount of scratches and grime all over it and the occasional dent. Curb rash, oh dear, nasty. So the first job is the pre-wash. This is Rhino Shine Citrus pre-wash, pre-loaded before we left the premises, i.e. Paul's house. Now, I mentioned about challenges. The one challenge we have today is the lack of access to a hose pipe, i.e. to the property, so we have a water tank on board, 200 litres of water to use. Now, I don't do this job every day. I'm not really used to conserving water, so Paul was talking me through his methods. Now, the method today, and it's been proven, is pre-wash first, including the wheels. Don't just do the wheels first. We'll talk about that in a moment. So this is Rhino Shine Citrus pre-wash dwelling already. Next up is mild deep snow foam. So this is just going to allow even longer dwell time. Just going to encapsulate even more crud, make it a damn sight easier, not just for our pre-wash, but when we clean the wheels. We end up using actually less water, believe it or not. If you have an Arva Lance and an Arva snow foam cannon, they are exceptionally hungry beasts. Those cannons are not exactly efficient. Also rather messy as well. Look at the state of that pressure washer in the back. And his door. Oh, you're not cleaning the van. We're not doing the van, we're doing the Seat. So, rather chilly day in Suffolk. Give this at least 15 minutes, if not longer. Have a cup of tea, have a sausage roll, moan about things. That's what people do. Well, they do my age anyway. Do you know what's really lovely? Watching someone else do it, filming them. It's really relaxing. I could get used to this. Hurrah, I'm back. Watching this thinking, God, that guy's lazy. He's just going to film someone else do all the work. No, no, no. This is a joint effort. A highly controversial rinse down. Normally I would rinse up. I don't know why I'm rinsing down. I thought I'd just have a change. Why not? So next up is the wheel arch cleaning. Now bearing in mind this has been coated with the Rhino Shine Citrus. We are going to use another product. It's already been sprayed on the wheel, out of shot, and that is the Rhino Shine Wheel and Tyre Cleaner. Highly effective, I might add. And I've got an easy bog style brush, and strangely enough, mine is different. The one I've got at home is different to this one. This one just seems to be bigger. Yes, Paul's is bigger than mine. I bet it isn't. Well, the wheel brush anyway. And I know we're looking at this thinking, hang on, polished rims. Surely you're going to use a wheel woolly or something like that. These wheels are completely shot and they are highly lubricated, so chances of marring these up anymore, well, second to none. But once those brushes are soaked in warm water, it does actually soften them up even more. And if you want to make them go like they look like they just come out of the factory, stand them in really hot water and then just stand them up and let them dry. Top tip for you. Next up, we have the shampoo stages. Once again, this is Maldives shampoo. See, I told you, he's not doing all the work. Look at me, look at me working, look. That's got to be worth a thumbs up. So while you're watching me use the Auto Bright wash pad, I'd love to know what you guys want to see in the future on the channel. Do you want to see product reviews? Do you want to see full details? Do you want to see did someone say interior details? Yes, I think I did. I'd love to know what you guys want to see in the future. Please let me know in the comments section. YouTube detailing platforms are currently not doing very well. I don't know why, and yes, I only produce a video every 3 to 4 weeks, down to work commitments, but I would love to know how to boost my channel and get more views. I know, it's wearing a silly hat, that's the key. Paul, stop moaning and stop putting your hands in the air. He nearly tripped then, I saw that. So next up is the chemical decontamination, Built Handlers Corosol. I think I pronounced that right, and they have wonderful triggers on these bottles. They actually do spray, they don't dribble. Nobody likes a dribbler, do they? Now, bearing in mind how cold it was, we are going to give this at least 15 minutes. At least 15 minutes to start that chemical reaction. Very difficult to actually spot this, especially with the cameras, but you will see some sort of stuff coming out of the clear coat. This we have to do because when we go machine polish, we don't want to end up turning our machine pads into a scouring pad that you can just about make it out. It really does cling well, this stuff. It's like a gel-like formula. Quite clever as well. Comes out in a spray, but turns into a gel. Go figure. So once again, another highly edited, speeded up part where I run around the vehicle, giving it a quick rinse-a-roo before the next stage. So next up is the clay scrubber pad from the rag company. Lube up the panel with your soapy suds, your shampoo, your soap if you're in the US, shampoo if you're in the UK. And then gently massage each panel and that will get rid of the bonded contaminants, or will it? There are several contaminants on this vehicle, i.e. tar splats. Now we didn't actually show it in the video because we were too busy. We did a very good decontamination process straight after this. More decontamination. How much more do you need? Well, tar deposits, they're the worst enemy of any machine polisher. And there was quite a lot on this, but I just didn't show it in the video. What I am going to show you is a failed attempt to try and clay out a scratch. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Paul. You are going to have to get that with a machine polisher. So in between the drying stage there was another rinse down stage and then another off-camera detar stage. Nice plush mile deep drying towel now. I can start looking at the clear coat thinking, oh my days, how's that lot going to come out? So one of the weapons of choice is the Flex Rotary, as featured in the previous video, and that has a Valet Pro medium pad on it. It's actually a light polishing pad. And I've actually switched the backing plate. That's the 125mm backing plate. Because of the size of the panels on this car, certain areas require a smaller backing plate. I do, however, change it up during the course of the video and then switch to the 6-inch backing plate even. Put one of my teeth in, or tooths. Now I have edited this considerably because nobody wants to see somebody with a machine polisher on the same panel for 10 or 15 minutes. So there are several parts on this vehicle, namely this part, that have rebates, grooves and all sorts of things, so that requires me to keep switching machines. It's a little bit fiddly, but it is the nature of the game, unfortunately. So now switch to the PXE. Compound of choice is 3D Car Cares 1. If you're wondering what microfibers I'm using, those are the Paragon microfibers. I'll put a link where you can get them from. There is no affiliates to this at all. I just like sharing the love. Who doesn't like a nice plush microfiber? Well, I can tell you who loves them, and that's my wife, because she keeps stealing them all. Stop stealing my microfibers. So one of the problem areas on this vehicle was this rear door. This was hazy, it was scratched, it was swelled. Look at the state of that. Oh, that's not good, is it? So less is more. I'm going to start off with a light polishing pad and then see how we get on. You don't want to go in too hard. Well, who does? You can't put clear coat back on. one drawback about using rotaries. They make a bit of a mess. But they do cut well. So after doing the first set, I wasn't exactly pleased with it, so I then switched pads. So I then went to a firmer pad and I switched the backing plate as well. Now it's slightly awkward doing this because it's a bigger backing plate, requires a little bit more manoeuvrability. Well, that's a large word on my part, and of course you can't get everywhere because it is a large pad, a large backing plate. I did, however, remove a lot of the defects. Now we're not going for perfection, we're just trying to improve the appearance of the vehicle without somebody coming along going, you've got a scratch there, you've got a scratch there, you've got a scratch there, I'm going to knock a load of money off. So the name of the game is just to try and improve it as much as possible in the time frame allowed. Now this is a guy who's really happy in his work. See what I mean? Now check out the tape on the vehicle. All I'm going to say is communication. If you're going to do this with a friend, communicate properly. Or rather, you answer your WhatsApp messages, Paul. Yes, Mr. Paul Holden Details. Look at your phone. I forgot to bring more 3M tape. Oh dear. On the other side of the vehicle, I kept putting this tape on, it kept falling off. I kept putting it on, it kept falling off. And that goes to show, communicate properly. Or just look at your phone, Paul. What's wrong with you? Now, I've never understood why people get so many scratches around a filler cap. Is it keys? Is it rings? I don't know. Let me know in the comments section. So next up is a cutting compound from Flex. This was on this rather nasty scratch. So once again, this is a sped up for your enjoyment. Well, some of it are. And that is a Visa, I think I pronounce it Visa, cutting pad. And yes, no tape, so that requires lots of IPA to clean up after. So obviously I'm not going to take the dent out, I don't work for Dent Master, however I am going to try to improve the appearance of that dent. So lots of this vehicle, or i.e. the sides of the vehicle, were done with a multi-stage polish, i.e. cutting with the Flex polisher and then moving on to the Bigfoot Rupes, or Rupes, and switching pads. Now we don't have a pad washer, but what we have is an Ava. So I blast out the pads, I then put them to one side, go and grab a new one and dry off the other one and keep rotating the pads. Now this is the one area I just didn't manage to get this scratch out. There's two really nasty scratches to the lower of the picture and you will see them right at the end of the video. Don't go mad on plastics. There you go, there's the scratches. We have reduced them and we've improved the rest of the bumper, but there you go. You're not going to get everything out. That's going to require a smart repair, I think. And the last of the polishing, and that is it, ladies and gents. I will let you watch a load of rather sexy B-roll and I will meet you back in the Pratt Cave. Not said that for a while, back in the Pratt Cave. Boy oh boy, was that a cold afternoon. Oh my days, that was freezing. Baltic. I've got no sympathy for you, Paul. You're a fool. No, it was very, very chilly. Anyway, we got there in the end. The sides of this vehicle were awful. There was 2 panels on this vehicle which didn't have any scratches on, and that was the roof and the bonnet. They were just a single stage polish, refined down with the rotary. No need to chase up the Bigfoot, but on the sides of the vehicle, that was a bit different. I was chasing out defects, trying to get rid of those scratches. Now, using the rotary, which you've seen in the previous video with the BMW, you can get rid of them. You can get rid of them. Just got to be a bit careful, and then you've got to follow up with the Bigfoot. Now, why didn't I do that on the BMW? Well, different paint finishes require different methods, and this required the RIMMATS, the Bigfoot, with different pads and different compounds. That's just how it goes. Got there in the end, but the one thing I will say in this video is chasing light, or the light chasing us, and the damp conditions can be a bit of a challenge. Now, right at the end, when we were doing the LSP, which by the way is this stuff, Carplan #1 Supergloss. Hang on a minute, why didn't you put ceramic on it? Because the ceramic wasn't in the price. This is just what the customer wanted, some protection at the end of the day. And you might be thinking, well, why do all that work? Why do all the machine work? You know, why go over it with IPA when you're just going to be whacking on something like this? It's purely and simply cost and time, and to get that vehicle ready for sale. This vehicle is in fact going to be sold. So while I was doing all the exterior work, making it all pretty, Paul was inside doing the horrible task of doing the interior. Yuck. Thanks to Paul anyway, and thanks to Paul for the entire year for working with me, because it's been great. I've really enjoyed it, and long may it continue next year. More videos coming. Not too sure what the next one's going to be. I think it might be winter wash and possibly on the Skoda, but keep subscribing, keep putting your comments down below, and most importantly, check out all the rest of the videos on my channel, because there's rather a large back catalogue, and feast your eyes and just relax. Relax if you finish work, and if you're sitting on the toilet, go back to work. You shouldn't be in that toilet. See you again soon, guys. Take care. Bye.